how I finally stopped self-sabotaging, how I overcame my impulsive tendencies, and how I built habits and routines that I could actually stick with so I could transform my body, mind, and life forever. Guys, in this video, I'm going to be walking you through step by step how I went from rock bottom, drug addict, frail, in a shame and regret loop to having my dream body, running my own business, and being proud of myself truly. And I'm going to show you how I did this for hundreds of my clients as well. Guys, if you've ever struggled on your fitness journey, starting and stopping, if you struggled with self-sabotage, negative internal dialogue, or if you're like me and a lot of my clients who have ADHD, who are neurodiverse, and it's hard for you to build discipline, it's hard for you to get consistent and gain traction on your self-development, this video is going to be life-changing for you. I promise. So this is going to be the most valuable video I've ever dropped. And it's going to be the longest video I've ever dropped. So guys, go grab some snacks, get some popcorn, grab a drink, non-alcoholic, get a notepad, get a pen, take some notes, because I'm going to be dropping fire, guys. This video, I'm not even going to hype it up that much. You guys are going to hype it up after watching it all, because it's about to be lit, guys. The person right here on the left, I was 130 pounds. I was in a shame and regret loop. I could never be sober because I hated my reality. So I constantly had to get high, escape my reality, make people laugh, or do risky behaviors and fucked up shit and make impulsive choices to constantly just not be reminded of who I was and my reality because I hated it. The person over here, I love my reality. I'm 100% sober. I don't need to escape my reality because I actually enjoy my reality. I am proud of who I am, and I love life because of the work that I did to create where I am today. So in this video, I'm really going to break down how it's all really about habits and routines. And that's what I teach my clients to do, is to build positive habits and a routine that we can actually stick with that makes sense for us in our lifestyle and our brains. A lot of people try to get 100% better overnight, which isn't sustainable. I'm going to show you guys how to get 1% better each day and slowly just walk towards your goals instead of trying to sprint there, guys. We have to understand that this is going to be for now and the rest of your lives. And it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You just got to start now, and it's going to go for the rest of our lives. And it's going to be empowering. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to show you step by step how to freaking do it. So guys, I went from ADHD, anxiety-riddled drug addict, to focused, fit, proud, and disciplined. And honestly, I don't even really like the word discipline that much. Like, I don't even really think I'm that disciplined. I just think I enjoy loving myself and being proud of myself more than the vice versa. See, both of these guys right here, same person, it's me. Both of them had habits and had routines. The left person, I had a routine of just waking up, getting high, smoking a joint, going to chill with my friends, and self-sabotaging every day. And over here, I had a habit of waking up early, purposeful nutrition, working out, and having positive self-talk. They were both in routines. We both had habits. And the habits and routines were creating my future and creating my mindset. A lot of people think that our thoughts uh, dictate our actions, but our actions dictate our thoughts. Guys, as soon as you take a positive action, you're going to be rewarded with a positive thought. Especially people with ADHD, we can't think our way into positive action. We're going to have to act our way into positive thinking. So I had to learn how to change my life through my habits, through my actions, and through my self-talk. And I have not only transformed my body and life, I've done it for hundreds of others, guys. And you can do this too. And I'm going to instill the belief in you in this video that you can do it too. You see, guys, you could just tell by looking at this dude my habits. And you could tell by looking at this dude my habits. I'm not trying to be superficial. It's not all about aesthetics and looks. But guys, I've been through therapy my whole life. And a lot of things about therapy kind of pissed me off is they never really told me to work out. I mean, they told me to exercise. They told me to do, a little bit, but not so much. But the reality is, guys, no therapist ever told me to go through an aesthetic change, to go through a transformation. You guys are downplaying what an aesthetic change will do to your mindset and self-worth. It's going to be dramatic. And I know this kind of sounds superficial, but it's the freaking truth. People downplay their negative habits. Like I was smoking a pack a day, smoking weed, jerking off, like all these bad habits, and I was just down like it's not a big deal. I don't give a shit. And then eventually, all these negative habits, time after time, led me to this low frequency moment where I was just like, damn, I hate who I am because of what I've done over time. And now this person, where I let go of my negative habits and I went through an aesthetic change. That's what changed my mental health. Going through a transformation, being able to look in the mirror and be like, damn, I'm proud of the work I did. I'm proud of the result I obtained. It does kind of piss me off, guys, that therapists they don't tell you to go through a physical transformation because it may be like superficial or I don't know why, but like you guys really have to realize that what an aesthetic change will do to your mindset and self-worth. People are downplaying their negative habits and people are downplaying what an aesthetic change will do for their mental health. Let's freaking get into it, guys. This is my client, Eric. Now, Eric went from frail, 140-pound drug addict, alcoholic, smoking a pack a day, and chewing that tobacco shit. We built 50 pounds of muscle together, okay? So much confidence, so much self-worth that now he's a personal trainer. He's my competition now. No, not really. He's not my competition, but I mean, nobody's my competition. But what's so crazy about Eric's transformation is because me and him kind of were similar, both kind of frail drug addicts. Now we're like jacked, you know, coaches for others now. And it's just a testament of my coaching ability and my program because he went from this guy to this guy, and now he's actually showing others how to do it. And I'm not telling you guys right now that you have to be a coach or a personal trainer after going through your transformation. No. But I truly believe that the meaning of life is self-actualization into self-transcendence. So what does that mean? To self-actualize is to create the best version of you, okay? Through your habits, through your self-talk, through your mindset, through your actions, you need to create the best version of you, okay? And once you create the best version of you, then you gift that person to the world. You gift that person to the people you love. So because Eric never thought he could bulk up and add muscle. He never thought he could be this confident. And he finally, when he did, he married his dream girl. He wasn't able to marry his dream girl at this version of himself. Once you become a better version of yourself, guys, you're able to gift that version of the self to your potential spouse, to your loved ones, to your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, the people that you care about. Though that's who you're doing it for. You don't have to be selfish and be like, I'm just going through a transformation because I want to. No, it has to be deeper than that. You're going to have to go to a transformation because of the people that you love, because they deserve the best version of you. So you can show up and inspire them and be there for them to the best of your ability. All right, guys, I'm really proud of Eric. I him kind of go back and forth because, you know, he is a coach now. And I think it's pretty awesome. And I always tell him, I'm just like, dude, like, it's, and I'm not trying to sound arrogant or cocky. I just think I was like, dude, it's just a true testament of what's possible when you commit and you put your guard down and you're able to get enough strength to ask someone for help and actually follow direction and go through a life-changing transformation, guys. And the other thing about Eric, guys, is we never stepped foot into a gym. He never going through this transformation, not one foot in the gym. We did this all at home through working out at home, meal prepping and proper nutrition at home, and working on our mindset and self-talk all at home. Freaking crazy, guys. Super proud of Eric. If you're watching this, I love you, brother. Keep up the good work. And, also, Eric, when he first came to me, he never thought he could bulk up. And I was like, bro, I'm the same. I never thought I could bulk up. But, guys, never say never. Let's keep going. Donovan. Oh, Donovan. Donovan went from insecure, unconfident, weak man that was constantly relying on ADHD medication and junk food for cheap dopamine. Me and Donovan, we lost he lost 70 pounds and we got completely off the ADHD medication. He became such a better version of himself that he got a big promotion at his job. So he's leaner, more confident, not relying on negative dopamine or meds to get through the day. And he's making more money and actually enjoying his life. Guys, look at this freaking transformation. It's freaking crazy. And I didn't tell him to wear the Speedo thing, but he's just so confident and proud that he wanted to show it all. And the thing is, guys, one of my favorite metaphors, one of my favorite analogies of all time And I'm gonna have to explain this way for you guys to fully understand, but sometimes I explain it in a crappy way and it's hard for people to grasp. But guys, the better you is going to get to your goals quicker. The better version of you is going to be able to handle life better. See, you are like a broom. Think of yourself as like a broom, like an actual broom, like you sweep with, okay? And think of going through life and managing life like the dirt and mess on the ground, okay? See, most people are shitty versions of a shitty version of a broom. Most people are shitty brooms. They got weak bristles and there's gaps and holes in between. The grip is all broken and the handle's like bent and the dustpan has holes in it. So when they go to sweep up the mess on the ground, they don't trap any of the dirt. And like they're not able to efficiently clean the mess on the ground. You see, guys, if we can create a better broom, meaning create a better version of you, you'll be able to sweep up that mess more efficiently. If we get stronger bristles with no holes in between, we have a nice grip and a sturdy broom handle, and we have a nice dustpan with no holes in it, when we go to sweep up the mess, we'll be able to trap the dirt and we'll be able to clean up that mess more efficiently. See, guys, you are the broom, and life, going through life, is sweeping up a mess. Every day you have to sweep up that mess. And a lot of people are shitty versions of themselves. So it's hard to sweep up that mess every day. Not all the mess gets trapped. They're not able to clean it efficiently. And some of the mess starts piling up, and things get overwhelming. And things get hard. Guys, life is always going to be hard. That's why we got to be harder. That's why we got to be stronger. That's why the goal isn't to actually chase goals. The goal is to create the individual that can crush any goal. We're going to break it down for you on this video, but that's what happened with Donovan. Like, even though we reached his goals and all that stuff, like, he became a better version of himself. He didn't get a promotion and, get off his ADHD medication just because he got results. It's because he went through the difficult journey with positive self-talk to get the results. He became a better broom on his journey. So at the end of his journey, like, there's never an end to the journey, honestly. Self-development is every day. But I'm saying, like, once he graduated my program, he was such a better version of himself that he just started making more money. He just didn't have to take ADHD medication anymore. He didn't have there were so many things that were better in his life because he became better. Guys, it's not how you're going to do something. It's who can do it. Everyone's focused on how am I going to look, how am I going to love myself? How am I going to get results? How am I going to get a six pack? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? You guys are focusing on the wrong things, I promise. Instead of thinking, how am I going to get a six pack? How am I going to love myself? How am I going to be proud of myself? Think, who can be proud of themselves? Who could get a six pack? Who is going to love themselves? If we focus on the who, meaning you as an individual, and work on our self-development, you're going to be able to get to your goal so much quicker. Guys, if a homeless person, if we were to gift a homeless person $1 million, and they didn't do the work to earn $1 million, they would soon be a homeless person that briefly had $1 million. If I, gave an obese person a six pack and they didn't earn that six pack, they would soon be an obese person that briefly had a six pack. Because it's not about getting the results. It's about creating the individual who can get any results. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Nathan. Oh, Nathan, this was freaking awesome, guys. Nathan reached out to me on Instagram and convinced his parents to buy a 1-year program for me. He didn't want to let me down when he joined. He really respected me. He really resonated with my content. And when I talked to his parents, like, they were telling me that he was traveling down a dark path. Like, I'm not gonna expose anybody. Like, I'm not gonna say anything what he was doing, but he really reminded me of me, getting involved with a crowd of friends that were not the best influence, and doing things that if he continued to do, he'd be going down a path of destruction. When he found me, found my content, and resonated and reached out to me, I think it was his birthday or a holiday or something, that his parents, and paid me, and we all got on a call together, and it was pretty eye-opening because I normally don't work with people. He was like 17. I normally don't work with people that are younger, but I mean, he reminded me so much of me that I was happy to help him. And his parents were, glad that he found someone that he could listen to and trust to follow direction in a positive way. And the thing is, guys, he never missed a check-in. He never missed a group call. He showed up to everything, and we gained 50 pounds of muscle together. Nathan, he reminds me of me. He really does. Like, he couldn't sit still, thoughts constantly racing, constantly feeling overwhelmed and always worrying. Like, I got him focused on creating a routine with daily positive habits and mindset practices to transform this young man and set himself up for success for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life. Guys, look at this freaking transformation. The dude on the right looks like he ate the dude on the left. Like, literally. And since he was young and going through newbie gains, you know, if you've never worked out properly or implemented proper nutrition for a period of time, you're going to experience this thing called newbie gains, which I talk a lot about, where you're going to experience a lot of growth within your first year of training. And he was also kind of going through puberty. So, like, we gained a lot of muscle together very quickly, and everything changed. You know, he stopped smoking weed. He stopped doing a lot of the things that were causing regret, that were have him traveling down a dark path. And he started doing more things that he felt proud about. And so we created an individual that he's proud of. Guys, the goal is to just become proud of yourself each day. If we can figure out how to become proud of ourselves each day, eventually we're going to create someone that we're proud of. It's very simple, guys. The blueprint is so simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. The complicated part is our brain, is our self-talk, is our inner critic. But we're going to get into how to defeat that shit. We're going to get into it. Kevin. I love this guy. You know, Kevin came to me defeated, weak, a shell of his true self. Just look at this transformation, guys. We dropped well over 60 pounds of body fat and gained well over 20 pounds of muscle. And he built up so much self-worth. And it completely changed him and his family's life forever. What's so cool about Kevin, because he's a parent, is just that he's creating the better version of himself for the people that he loves the most. His wife, his son. And now he went through this crazy transformation, and now it's inspiring them to start doing it on their own a little bit. Start working out more, eating better. And that's what it's all about. He's doing it for his people. It's such a more deep reason why than to just, you do it because you're selfish and I want to reach your goals. That's fine. You know, we can do that. But Kevin had such a strong reason why to stay consistent for his family, for his son, and just to eliminate the regret and shame that he was feeling, and to just finally unlock his true potential. And we freaking did, guys. Just look at this transformation. This is mind-boggling. Like, and honestly, it didn't take that long. And another thing about Kevin is that he never went to a gym. He's actually in the gym now. But to go through this transformation, we didn't step foot into a gym. He did it all at home. And also the thing about Kevin is he never missed a check-in. He never misses a group call. I've got Kevin to figure out how to enjoy the process, where it's literally the climax of his day is to work out, is to eat the food that keeps him on track. Me and Kevin are on the same page, where it's just like, we just can't wait to wake up and like do everything that we need to do to become a better versions of ourselves that day. Because we just love feeling proud of ourselves. We love forcing in the positive self-talk. And guys, I'm just so proud of Kevin and the work that we did together. And I know he's proud of himself too. And the only way he was going to be able to become proud of himself at the level that he is putting in the work. Me and Kevin both love this quote. The work instills the work. A lot of the time, guys, when I was first starting my journey, you know, I would look in the mirror and I wouldn't see any value in myself. And I would look at other people and I'd be like, damn, I see value. And then I was just like, why don't I feel any self-worth? It's because I hadn't done any self-work. Everybody, you know, puts the work in on their lawn. They put the work in on their relationship. They work on their job. But then they never do the personal development work, so they never feel worth it. Inside my program, I get you guys to do the personal development work so you can build up your self-worth. And now I believe me and Kevin, he's at the point where we can do anything, not because of the results we got aesthetically, but because of how much self-development work we've done day in and day out. Because now we believe in ourselves. Guys, a lot of people struggle is they don't truly believe in themselves. Because you tell yourself week after week, I'm gonna start meal prepping. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna sleep better. I'm gonna stop doing that. and then you tell yourself in your conscious mind that you're not going to do that, and then you do it and you fail, and your subconscious is like, we're not serious. This isn't serious. And guys, the thing is, it's just like telling your friend, hey, let's hang out, and then you ghost them. And then and then the next time hey, let's hang out, and you ghost them. Like, you're doing the same thing to your subconscious by lying to yourself. So we need to build up that self-belief. And the way me and Kevin have built our self-belief is telling ourselves we're going to do something, and then we follow through and we do it. Guys, inside my program, he created a man that he's truly proud of, and I am truly proud of as well. He never went to the gym. He never had excuses. He showed up every day and created a man he always knew he could be. Christopher, good old Christopher, guys. Christopher came to me in a lot of pain. Feet problems, sleep problems, ADHD, overwhelm, extreme anxiety, lacking confidence, self-worth, and had a negative outlook on the world. Guys, I like to say that the world isn't as it is, the world is as you are. So if you see the world as negative, then you are negative, okay? But if you see the world as positive, then you are positive. See, I know there's a lot of fucked up shit going on in the world, but there's also a lot of great things going on in the world. So whatever you pay attention to is what you're going to see more of. Your frequency is what you frequently see, and we're going to get more into that. But guys, Christopher lost 70 pounds and completely changed his life. He no more sleep or feet problems, no more self-worth, lacking self-worth, no more low confidence. Everything changed once we were able to work on his habits, self-talk, and mindset inside the program. And he didn't step foot into a gym either. No more chiropractic. Like, this dude was spending a lot of money on acupuncturists, chiropractors, psychologists, physical therapists. We got rid of all of those things, guys, because we were able to lose a lot of body fat, work on his strength, work on his mindset. He was able to save so much money working with me because he no more chiro, no more feet doctor, no more therapist, no more being self-conscious at the pool. We created a life that Christopher loves living now. And it all started with him putting in the work and enjoying the process. But I kind of like skipped over that. But like, I just thought it was crazy that after him going through my program, he no longer has to go to his therapist. He no longer has to go to his physical therapist, his mental therapist, his chiropractor, his foot doctor, his acupuncturist. He doesn't have to do any of that because he created a better version of himself. He was such a shitty version of himself that he was trying to find all these little things that would give him temporary relief, which was really just a band-aid, just numbing the true root cause. When we attack the true root cause, which was his amount of body fat, his low confidence, and just him not being a functional human, once we gained strength in basic areas, once we lost a lot of body fat, he didn't have the aches and pain in his feet and his back like he did. And once we went through an aesthetic change and got him to get proud of himself, he didn't have the low self-worth and lack of confidence that he needed to go to a therapist for. Guys, again, it's the broom. We created a better broom for Christopher. So now Christopher is such a better version of himself, he can just handle life better because he actually enjoys life now because of who he created. Guys, I'm trying to articulate this in a way that really resonates and smacks you in the face. A lot of you guys are spending money in areas that are kind of just placating you, meaning like you think it's helping you, but really it's just kind of giving you a temporary band-aid fix, like these medications, these acupuncturists. I mean, sometimes doctors and therapists, there's cases, of course, where you need those, but there comes a point where you just gotta like get rid of that shit and just start creating a better version of you. Because if we can create a better version of you, everything gets better. So guys, who is this actually for? This is for you if you want to lose body fat, build muscle at the same time without burning out. You want to prove everyone wrong that's been doubting your potential. That was huge for me. And you are ready to stop starting and stopping, and you want to actually make this a lifestyle. And if you're done chasing negative dopamine and living in a cycle of shame and regret, and you're ready to break free. You're ready to step in to your power and actually use your dopamine to fuel this journey and get in the best shape of your life inside and out. This is for you. If these resonate, some of these pertain to you, then this is for you. All right, guys? But who is this not for? Who is it not for? You're expecting an overnight transformation without putting in any real effort for a period of time. Guys, This isn't, a lot of those transformations that you saw, they didn't happen overnight. It took some time, it took some effort. But the thing is, guys, the journey is the destination. It's not about the result. It's about creating the person that can get any result. And we create that person on this journey. Okay? Who this is not for, you're satisfied with where you are and you're not ready to push yourself to grow, or you're not willing to push yourself to grow. Who this is not for, you're okay with letting people tell you you're fine. You're fine as you are, even when you don't feel your best. And those people are probably low level, guys. When you talk to someone that's actually gotten results, you talk to someone who's actually, you know, I, I, I don't know how to actually explain this, but most people, like, I love my parents, my mom and my dad, but they never really went after their goals. You know, they never really got results in life. So it's like, and my mom was always like, just chill, it's fine, it'll be okay. And the truth is, it's not fine. It won't be okay. We have to become better versions of ourselves. We're going to have to get results. We're going to have to be proud of ourselves. That's when it's going to be okay. When you can look in the mirror and be proud of who you are. Who this is not for? You're not willing to let go of your negative habits and your negative self-talk that's holding you back. Guys, you can't walk two paths at the same time. A lot of the times when I was first getting into this journey, like, I was still smoking weed and cigarettes, but also trying to like be fit, meal prep, and I was just like the shame and regret wouldn't leave my brain, and like it was just impossible for me to get real results until I let go of those things. Guys, it's really not about what you do. It's about what you don't do. Everyone's like, because we're already like the best version of ourselves, actually. But a lot of people are like doing things like fast food, negative vices, negative self-talk, fear of failure. A lot of people are doing things and thinking things that's making them less than. So really, success is truly a removal process. That's why it starts with removing the negative habits, and we start to replace it with what makes us feel proud. So if you're not willing to let go of your negative habits, if you're not willing to let go of your negative self-talk that's holding you back, then this is not for you. This is not for you if you won't fully commit to getting 1% better each day. You're not ready to follow directions or invest your time, money, and energy into yourself. A lot of you guys are investing your time, money, and energy in areas that are making you worse. It's time to invest your time, money, and energy in the areas that actually make you better. Okay? The truth about getting in shape with ADHD that nobody tells you is actually you can transform way quicker and more dramatic than others if we work on our mindset and self-talk. Why is that? Guys, because people with ADHD or people who are neurodiverse, we fixate. And a lot of times I would fixate on small negative bullshit and it would consume me and it would prevent me from taking action towards my goals. But now I fixate on how I can become better each day. So I'm just addicted to productivity and positivity. And that's how we are able to work on our goals at a much faster rate and get there at a much quicker time. Why most people fail? They don't believe they can do it. Self-doubt kills consistency, guys. Those who think they can and those who think they can't are both right. They're both right. You guys will fail if you blame your ADHD instead of fixing your mindset, your thoughts, your actions, and your energy. All must be aligned. Your thoughts, actions, and energy all need to be working together for the same desired outcome. And we're going to talk later in the video about how you can do that. You guys go too hard and you burn out and you quit. Sustainable habits will out trump all or nothing. Guys, I said this before. It's not about getting 100% better. It's about getting 1% better. Okay? A lot of you guys hit like a low frequency moment in your life and you're like, okay, I'm ready to change. I'm going to start meal prepping. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then you do it and then you can do it for like a couple days or a week or two and then you give up. Guys, our brains aren't used to doing what we haven't been previously doing. So that's why we have to commit to getting 1% better each day and just slowly walk to the top of the mountain. We're not going to sprint to the top of the mountain. We're going to get burnt out. I'm telling you guys, trust me on this. Don't go too hard too soon. You will get burnt out. You will quit. We need to learn how to build these sustainable habits and understand that this is for now and the rest of our life. Most people fail because they overthink everything. Analysis paralysis stops progress. Guys, if you're going to ignore your biggest bottlenecks and you're going to do more of the wrong things, that won't help. You need to let go of your vices. Now, what is a vice? I'd say a vice is anything that gives you instant gratification that later you regret. Okay? If anything that gives you instant gratification that later, whether it's anger, lashing out, binge eating junk food, fast food, porn, marijuana, cigarettes, anything that gives you instant gratification, but then later you regret, I consider a vice, and that needs to be removed. Because regret isn't a choice. Regret is actually our guideline. Regret is our guideline to live the life that we were meant to live. It all starts with removing what we regret, guys. And people think that overthinking is a bad thing. Wrong. Unless you're overthinking the negative. If you're overthinking the negative and worrying worst case scenarios, then yeah, that is wrong because the quality of your life is dictated by the quality of your thoughts. But if you overthink positivity and productivity and how you can reach your goals and what you're grateful for and the things that are going good in your life, if you can focus on what you're grateful for, your goals and the things that are going good in your life, that's good. Those are good things to fixate on because whatever we focus on gets bigger and bigger and it consumes us. If you can fixate on your goals and positivity instead of negativity, it's game over. Like game over in a good way, you're going to level up and you're going to beat the game. But guys, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to let this happen to you because there's no such thing as burnout when your self-talk is positive and you're excited to do the work. Unless you know what I mentioned previously, where you're like doing too much, you're trying to get 100% better each day, you will get burnt out if you do too much right away. Okay? But there comes a point where you're able to have a higher capacity, a more larger workload where you can do more. But that's not going to start right away. And the thing is, guys, if your self-talk is positive around the work that you need to do, you're going to be excited to do the work. Guys, you know people with ADHD, like we stayed up late in the hours doing things like that we love to do, playing video games, um, building puzzles or Legos when I was a kid. Like I used to love building puzzles and like doing like building shit and like playing with action figures and playing video games. And I would stay up late because I was excited to do it. I loved doing it. If we can figure out how to flip the script and work on our mindset and self-talk to change the way we look at things, because when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. If we start to look at our fitness journey like, damn, I'm excited to do this shit, this is going to be fun. Guys, if your self-talk is positive around the work and you're excited to do the work, you're never going to get burnt out. You're going to keep enjoying the process and you're going to be ready and willing to show up each day to do the work. That's the freaking goal, guys. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you're not being able to build discipline and get consistent, it's a skill. Anyone can develop consistency. It's literally a skill. You're not born with it. You have to learn how to build it. And I'm going to show you how we can build this. If you're not being in full control of your life and choices, once you take full ownership of everything, everything changes. Once you understand that everything is your fault, whether you haven't reached your goals or you have, then you start to have this, epiphany or this realization that if everything is your fault, it's just the choices that you make throughout the day. We can start making different choices throughout the day so we can get closer to our goals. Because every decision you make is either getting you closer or further away. So it's ultimately up to you. And the mindset and the self-talk like this isn't going to work for me. Guys, the truth is that nothing will work for you. You heard me. Nothing will work for you. You have to work for it. It's not like something's just going to work for you. You actually have to work for it. And the thing is, it will if you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to follow directions. It will work for you. I promise it will work for you. But you have to be willing to put in the work and you have to be willing to follow direction. And the mindset and self-talk, I'm not ready for this. Again, guys, those who think they can and those who think they can't are both right. There's never going to be a perfect time and the best conditions and you're ready to do it. No, you're supposed to do it when you're not ready. You're supposed to do it when it's most uncomfortable. If you can do it when it's the most hardest, when you're struggling the most, when you feel like you couldn't do it at all, that's where you go through a massive amount of growth. We only grow outside of our comfort zone. And the truth is, everyone's just going through life doing what they can do. oh, I can do this, I can do that. But the truth is, you have to do what you can't do. Because if nothing changes, then nothing changes. Stop doing what you can do and do what you can't do. If you feel like you're not ready for this, then you're fully ready for this, and that's a good sign. So you just need to shift that mindset. You just need to understand that those who think they can and those who think they can't are absolutely both right. And the truth is, guys, that this is not complicated. I'm trying to break this down in the simplest terms as I can. And I hope this is making sense. But this whole thing that we're trying to do here is not complicated. You're complicated. The blueprint is simple. It's not easy because you have to show up every day and do the work, but I'll show you how to simplify this process for us to be more willing to do the work so it's actually more possible for us to go through a transformation. But I want you guys to understand that the blueprint is not complicated. A lot of people like tell themselves like, oh, the reason why I haven't gone through a transformation, the reason why I haven't been successful is like it must be such a complicated thing. It must be a lot of hard, weird work. And the truth is that's not the truth. Like we are complicated. The blueprint is simple. So we need to figure out how to work again, become a better broom so we're less complicated and so we can simplify this process and just do the work. Guys, you do not have to have a below average life. You can do the work, create a better version of yourself, and truly love who you are and be proud of your existence. And I'm going to show you how to freaking do it. Guys, if you're ready to get in the best shape of your life, if you're ready to rewire your subconscious, your conscious mind, your mindset, and step into your full potential and power, are you ready? Yes, you are. If you've made it through this far in the video, you're ready. Guys, we need to build the mindset for consistency so following through becomes automatic. It becomes second nature. This is everyone's problem. They negotiate with themselves with the work that needs to be done so that they lack the follow through. Inside my program, what I truly help my clients with is mastering following through. Because if we can follow through on the blueprint, the results are just going to come in very quickly. So I'm going to show you in a way that makes sense and resonates deeply how we can follow through and how you can get better at following through by committing to get 1% better each day. So we're going to build the mindset for consistency so we can follow through. Number two is we need to implement a nutritional plan to burn fat, build muscle, and fuel our ADHD brains. Three, we need to create a workout routine that focuses on what matters to get stronger and build muscle. Number four, we need to improve your self-talk and work on your mindset in a way that actually makes sense. And number five, we need to figure out how to enjoy the process of getting fit so you never want to stop. Drop the negative habits that are stunting your growth. I'm telling you guys, the vices and the negative habits and the negative self-talk is holding us back. We need to learn how to drop those negative habits and then follow this simple blueprint that I'm about to go through and show you. But also, guys, in case you didn't know, here's a brief backstory on how I got here and who I am. I got into drugs at a young age, constantly chasing negative dopamine. I could never sit still. I lived impulsively, and the thing is, guys, I've been in trouble, like with the law, with my school. I got expelled from middle school from having the most referrals because I was the class clown. And I got expelled from middle school. And it's funny, when you get expelled from a public middle school, they put you into an alternative school where where they put all the bad kids. So I met worse friends that were worse influence, and I started getting into harder drugs and doing more risky shit. And that's when eventually got into some harder drugs like OxyContin. I eventually went to rehab, and like I was traveling down a dark path. I lived very impulsively, so impulsively that I was playing horse with a friend, the basketball game horse, and I thought it was a great idea to make my shot and climb on top of a 12-foot wall and jump off while taking my shot, not thinking about my landing. I was looking at the ball going in the hoop, and as I jumped off, I didn't bend my knees, and my ankles took that impact, and I broke both of my ankles. And breaking both of my ankles, I'm a lot of pain, crazy. But I was very grateful for that as the person I am now because it gave me a moment of clarity. I wasn't able to walk to my drug dealer's house. I wasn't able to self-sabotage at the level I was because I was bedridden. I literally couldn't walk for 6 months. So I had a chance to reflect on the decisions I made and the person I had become, and I had the epiphany of wanting to, and realizations of wanting to change my life and become a better version of myself. And I got obsessed with learning how the body gets stronger, recovers, build muscles, and so I became a licensed nutritionist. I became a personal trainer. Those broken ankles transcended everything because it gave me time to think about my life and how I wanted to change it. And later, because of my hardcore ADHD, I was rushing my reps in the gym, not being focused, not being intentional, and I tore my shoulder labrum. And that pain also gave me a lot of wisdom. Guys, wisdom is pain overcome. A lot of people go through pain and problems in their life and they never face them head on, so it just makes them weaker and they carry around that trauma. But if you can face your pain and your problems head on and overcome them, you're going to gain so much strength, so much wisdom. And that's what happened to me, breaking my ankle, being a drug addict, tearing my shoulder labrum. All of it. I'm grateful for all of it. Those moments gave me massive clarity, and working through them and becoming a better version out of them gave me massive confidence. I truly think the best coaches have the hardest lives, because if you just I mean, I'm not talking shit about any coach, but I'm just saying, like, as my idea, like, if you experience the lowest of lows, my lowest of lows is having broken ankles, living in my car, being a drug addict, smoking Oxycontin and smoking a pack a day. Like, I was a horrible version of myself. And I worked my way out of that to the person that I am today. So it's not just like being born with a silver spoon and then becoming, like, going through a transformation. It's like going from frail, weak, broken ankle, drug addict to, like, slowly building myself up. It took a lot of years, a lot of energy, a lot of self-development work to become the man I am today. And I can truly say I am proud of the man I am today. And my goal for my clients is to create someone that they're proud of. That's my freaking goal. I realized I wanted to become better. So I rebuilt and created a version of myself that I'm proud of. And that's what it's all about, guys. Becoming proud of who you are. Being proud of who you are. There's no better feeling. Guys, I've been in love. I've been high off heroin. I've been high off coke. I've been, I've experienced lots of feelings, an array of emotions. I've experienced a lot of it. But I can tell you there's no greater feeling than being in full control of your decisions, your life, and being truly proud of who you are without telling a bit of a lie. Okay? So the How to Live Fitness method is my system. I spent years, guys, jumping from diet to diet, vegan, carnivore, fasting, restricting, bulking, cutting, and I still got nowhere. I tried all the fad diets, and it gave me experience on how they didn't work for me. And the thing is, guys, having negative habits while trying to reach my goals was impossible because I was still trying to get fit. I was still trying to become a better version of myself while I was doing things that caused regret. And I wasn't able to crack the code until I removed what I regret and started to put in the work again. I built my dream body, got lean, built muscle, and changed my mindset. Now I'm giving you the exact blueprint. And I've decided to break it all down right now on this video for free for you guys. Because if you've made it this long in the video, or like almost like close to an hour in, like, this shows me that you're different. You actually care about your future and who you are, and, like, you actually want to go through a transformation. You might have been stuck for a while trying to figure it out, and it's just like it's been hard for you. But if you've consumed this much of the content, of this much of the positivity, of this much of the value, I'm going to break it down right now for free for you. Let's get in. Let's get right into it. In the following steps, I'm going to break down the exact A to Z process I used to get in the best shape of my life, drop all the vices, and transform my mindset. So you can do the same thing in 6 months or less. Guys, I'm going to show you how to use the exact How to Live method to build your dream body, cultivate a positive mindset, and avoid getting burnt out. All without obsessively tracking every single macro or being in the gym all the time. Okay? Now, this is the simple blueprint that we're going to go over right now. And I like to call it the How to Live protocol. Because for the longest time, I didn't know how to live. And, like, me going through rock bottom and being in such a low position, I actually had to learn how to live. And now this is what I kind of teach my clients. Yes, it's mainly focus around fitness and nutrition and mindset. But again, guys, creating the better version of ourselves through self-development, we're going to learn how to live a better life. So there's five simple blueprint, five simple steps that I'm going to go through right now. Number one, getting into momentum. Guys, getting into momentum is how we start this process. We need to remove what we regret first and replace it with what makes us feel proud, dropping the vices and discovering our deep emotional why. This fuels everything. Okay, the deep emotional why. You needed to drop your vices, drop the negative habits, drop the negative self-talk, and then discover why you want to become the best version of yourself. And it can be selfish, but it also should have some external attributes like for other people, not just yourself, because that's going to be a deep emotional resonance for us to stay consistent. This is what fuels everything. And we also are going to have to learn to master self-talk and align your thoughts, actions, and energy. We're going to be talking more about thoughts, actions, and energy a little bit later. But guys, all three need to be working together. There's coaches out there that will charge you $10,000 to learn how to manifest your goals. And this is what they teach you. Thoughts, actions, and energy. I'm gonna teach you right here for free. Like I always, since having ADHD, I've always had kind of good energy, like being hyperactive. But my thoughts were my bottleneck. I had such negative internal dialogue, always overwhelmed, overthinking, and just, it wasn't good. I had such negative self-talk to the point where I had suicidal thoughts. And the thing is, guys, this is what we need to work on. A lot of people are trying to just do the blueprint with skipping the self-work. We have to really do the self-work so the blueprint gets so much easier. And this is the blueprint for the self-work. So we need to make sure when we're doing that, we are matching our actions with our self-talk. So if you're doing positive shit, working towards your goals, your self-talk needs to be positive and proud of yourself in the moment. And it's not going to automatically just be like that. You're going to have to force in positive self-talk. Guys, most people have negative self-talk around things that make us better. Meal prepping, tracking our nutrition, going to the gym. Guys, when you don't understand that if you have negative self-talk around things that make you better, you're habitually constructing someone that associates pain with things that actually make you better. So that's why we need to rewire our subconscious so we think differently around these things and we actually want to do them. So when you walk into the gym, I want you to be self-aware and be like, how's your energy? Are you lethargic, going through the motions, and the actions that you're taking? Oh, okay, so you're doing the actual actions, but is the input intentional? Are you present? And the thoughts, are you just like thinking like, oh, I'd rather be doing something else. This sucks. Or are you just like, I love this shit. I'm creating the future person I want to be. So we need to really understand our thoughts, actions, and energy. And I hope that I can explain this in simple terms that you guys can really understand. That's step one, getting into momentum. Step two, building positive habits and replacing vices. Early morning wake ups, stacking the wins, mastering hydration, daily movement, start tracking your calories and protein, and begin building the skill of following through. Guys, it's all about daily stacking wins because if we can, wake up when we said we're going to wake up, we don't hit the snooze button, that's the first win. Then we eat a nutritious meal, that's the second win. We do a workout, there's another win. We have another nutritious meal, there's another win. Positive self-talk, we're stacking these win after win after win. So at the end of the day, when the opportunity arises where you could potentially self-sabotage, you don't even really want to because you're so proud of yourself that day from all the wins you stacking that you don't want to ruin that feeling. This is how it works, guys. So step three, prep plus basic movement. Discover your favorite protein sources, your carb sources, and prep your first meals. Master the basics of movement, pushing, pulling, and a leg movement. We're going to get into that in a deeper on the next segment. Step four, level up with consistency. Stay consistent with meal prep, with basic workouts. Keep practicing, following through, plus 1% better each day, daily stack win. All those transformations I showed you, most of my clients, like, we didn't have elaborate equipment. A lot of them didn't go to the gym. We were just mastering the basics. We were just, I'm going to get deeper. I don't want to give you so much information up front right now because I want to go through this step by step so you can fully understand what I mean here. Okay? Step five, stay consistent, stay accountable. I document my journey to stay accountable. I document my journey on social media. You guys, if you're not following me on Instagram yet, coach_Albert. But I also document my journey inside my private community with my clients to help us all stay accountable. Keep it simple. Aim for 1% better daily. Lock in the mindset, the nutrition, the movement. Use external accountability to stay on track and enjoy the process. Guys, it's progress over perfection. A lot of us neurodiverse people, we can be perfectionists. Especially like me, I actually have OCD too. So that was kind of a hurdle for me to understand that it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as I just get even a fraction of a percent better than who I was yesterday, that's the freaking goal. So this is the blueprint, and we're gonna dive deeper into each step of these blueprints. Okay, I'm gonna show you exactly how we use each stage of this system to help myself and hundreds of my clients remove regrets and replace it with habits we are proud of. Starting to prioritize our health without burnout, shedding fat, building muscle, and becoming stronger mentally and physically. Momentum. It all starts with momentum, guys. This is where everything starts. Getting into momentum. The first step. I love talking about momentum. And I want to talk about these pictures on the right first. You guys see, like, momentum, like, the best way to explain it is like there's a car stalled on the highway, right? It's completely stopped. And to get that car moving, you're going to have to push it really hard. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of upfront effort to get the car moving. But once you do a couple hard pushes, the wheels start turning, the car starts moving, and it's easier to keep going when the car's already moving. That's momentum. That's how we get into momentum. The first step is the hardest to get into momentum because we need those couple first hard pushes. So doing the hardest things, like removing what you regret and replacing it with what makes you proud. A lot of you guys, I know you're trying to hold on to your negative habits. You're trying to hold on to your negative self-talk. You're trying to convince yourself or me that you can hold on to some of these negative habits and still work towards your goals, but it's going to prevent you to get into full momentum because it's the hardest thing. We need to push hard up front. Once you push hard up front, you're going to gain momentum. And once you gain momentum, it's easier to stay in momentum. So things like porn, cigarettes, weed, drinking, womanizing, staying up late, waking up late, self-doubt, negative self-talk, fear of failure, these are the things that need to be removed, okay? For us to first get into momentum. And then we need to create an energy exchange. Guys, you need to invest in yourself. A lot of people who are neurodiverse like me, we aren't motivated by reward or consequence, which normal people are motivated by. We more are into, we need like a sense of urgency. We need to be passionate. We need to be excited. We need to be interested. There needs to be some level of novelty for us to really be um, dive into what we're about to do and stay consistent. So you need to invest in yourself. Investing your hard-earned money is going to give you a sense of urgency because you're going to be like, because that's like yelling at your subconscious. Like, wow, we just invested our hard-earned money into our personal development. Like, we actually do care. Like, you start to like get a little bit of sense of urgency. Oh, wow, like I just did this. Like, this is what we need. This is helping us get into momentum. I'm showing you step by step how we can get into momentum right now. Okay? Starts with removing what you regret, replacing it with what makes you proud, investing in yourself, investing your time, your money, your energy to make an uncomfortable change, to gain a sense of urgency, to get into that momentum. And then we have to make this mindset shift. You have to understand, guys, right now. This is for now and the rest of your life. This is for now and the rest of your life. Understanding that concept can actually help ease a little bit of overwhelm because there is no end date. So we just need to figure out how to enjoy this. And it actually can be extremely enjoyable. Like I wouldn't choose anything else but to just keep getting better. I love getting better. So we need to make that mindset shift right now where you understand that this is for now and the rest of your life. If you made it this far in the video, this is what it is, okay? Commit to that concept. Dropping the vices, okay? Remember, what a vice is? Anything that gives you instant gratification that later you regret. Find your emotional why. Commit to getting 1% better. I wanted to prove everyone wrong. If everyone thought I was a drug addict, loser, I didn't give a shit about nothing, everyone doubted me and doubted my potential. Even the people that loved me the most, they never thought I could do this. I wanted to prove everyone wrong. That was deep for me. I know that might sound a little selfish, but I also wanted to be there for my mom. I want to retire my mom. I want my I want people to be proud of me. I want to be proud of me. These were my deep emotional whys. I wanted to prove to myself, my subconscious, the universe, my haters, my loved ones. I wanted to prove everyone that I could do this shit. And I wanted to show them that I could create a better version of myself through my habits, through my actions, through my self-talk, and through creating a better version of myself, I can inspire others to do the same too. That's me though, okay? You need to find your deep emotional why, okay? It takes time. It might take some time for you to figure out, but if you follow this step by step, you're going to get right into momentum. Dropping the vices, creating an energy exchange, making the mindset shift, finding your emotional why, and then committing to getting 1% better each day. A lot of people make the massive mistake of getting 100% better each day. Small, consistent progress builds momentum fast. That's why we stack wins daily. These small these small wins lead to massive changes. These small wins lead to groundbreaking changes that you can't even fathom. But that's why we get into momentum and we stay consistent in momentum. We have to master our self-talk. We have to get into alignment, and we have to really understand about how to match your thoughts with your actions to stay in positive motion. This is one of the biggest things I teach my clients, that they need to match, because a lot of people coming to work with me, they don't like themselves. They're not proud of who they are. And they're like, how can I be proud of myself when I don't like who I am? I'm like, well, it's not the overall picture. It's the actual actions that you're taking. You need to be proud that you're taking the actions that will eventually lead to who you want to be. Okay? So that's how we match our self-talk with our actions. So when you're in the kitchen meal prepping, you need to force in that positive self-talk. You can't like because once you do it forcibly, and like it soon becomes automatic. Because right now it's already automatic to have negative self-talk. It's just it's just automatic. Humans are inherently negative. It can be automatic to have positive self-talk, but you have to start to rewire your subconscious by finding a combination of words that gives you dopamine, that makes you feel proud in the moment when you're taking the positive action. When you are self-sabotaging, you should be forcing in negative self-talk. So like because if you self-sabotage, it's going to eventually lead to regret, and regret is the worst pain ever. So if you can just give yourself straight up negative self-talk in the moment, it might prevent you from doing that more. And if you can give yourself positive self-talk in the moment when you're doing something that makes you proud, it will help you continue to do things that make you proud and stay in momentum. Okay? Getting in momentum. You got this. Now we have to stay in momentum. After we get into momentum, we stay in momentum. Alignment. You have, again, guys, I talk about this a lot. You have to align your thoughts, action, and energy to create to create the momentum. You see this down here on the bottom right? It's an alignment. We're going straight. We're just straightly, because everything's aligned. Our thoughts, actions, and energy are aligned, so it's easy to stay into momentum. When you're out of alignment, the road is much bumpier. Things will slow down, and it's hard for us to gain consistent traction. We're going to gain much more consistent traction when we're in alignment. So you guys have to understand what your biggest bottleneck is. Is it your thoughts? Is it your actions? It's the energy. The actions are the easiest. We know the blueprint. The blueprint to follow. I mean, again, guys, the blueprint is easy. What's complicated is us. So that's why we have to work more on our thoughts and energy. If your energy is lethargic, if it's low level, then it's going to be your input's going to be off. If your thoughts are negative, then you're going to be habitually constructing someone that associates pain with things that make you better. We have to fix our thoughts and energy the most and understand the emotional vibration chart. As you guys see, the bottom of the chart is shame, guilt. The top of the chart is enlightenment, authenticity, peace, joy, love. All humans are going to experience all these emotions. And a lot of us experience all of these throughout the day. But the goal is to feel the majority of positive thoughts the majority of the time, because the quality of your life is dictated by the quality of your thoughts. We need to learn how to raise our frequency by practicing gratitude and positivity. Gratitude is action. Guys, you can't just be like, write down, I'm grateful for my dog, I'm grateful for my mom. The universe already knows what you're grateful for. You need to show through action to prove to your subconscious and the universe that you're grateful. Results are gratitude. So, you guys, I want you to understand here that your frequency is how you view the world. Your frequency is how you perceive things, okay? Einstein said it best. To know the secrets of the universe, to know the meaning of life, you'd have to understand energy, frequency, and vibration. If you want to know the meaning of life, you need to understand your energy, frequency, and vibration, okay? Now, frequency is how you perceive things. Frequency is your view, is your view of the world, and vibration is how you feel. Okay? The law of vibration states that nothing ever rests. Guys, when you go to sleep, your heart's still beating, your blood's still flowing. The universe never rests. If you were to take a microscope to the drywall, you would see how it's vibrating. And when I understood this concept, it completely shifted my mindset. So listen close right now. If you can understand that you're currently vibrating, you're either vibrating upward or downward. There is no stagnation because we're going against time. So if you're perceiving the world as negative, if you don't feel good, then that means your vibration is going down, and it's slowly leading to a worse and worse life. But if you see the world as positive, if you're optimistic, and you think things are going to work out, and you feel good, then your vibration is going up and up and up, and you're going to become more proud and more positive as you progress through life. So again, guys, your frequency is what you frequently see. If I were to tell you, hey, look around the room and try to find everything that's red, and you look around the room and try to find everything that's red, and then I come to you and I'm like, okay, you were trying to find everything that's red, right? Did you see any yellow things? You'd be like, no, I didn't see any. I only saw a bunch of red things, because whatever you are looking for is what you see the most. So if you can understand that if your perception is negative, you're going to keep on seeing negative things. If your perception is positive, you are going to see more positive things. Your frequency is what you frequently see. Okay? So we're going to get into it even deeper though, but I'm going to give you guys I'm going to give you guys three ways to raise your emotional frequency, to raise your vibration. I wasn't going to mention this in this video, but I quickly want to. You can raise your vibration and frequency by working out. Peak physical performance, sprints, jump squats, burpees. The high intensity is the best because it gives your brain a break. All that blood oxidation, all that intensity, you can't have a negative mindset while in peak physical performance. But even a regular workout or even going on a walk will raise your vibration a little bit. The second thing you could do is becoming the source of what you seek. So if you're lonely, you go be someone's friend. If you want to feel love, you go love someone else. Whatever you release, you possess. If you release negativity and you flip someone off, that negative energy also has to be cultivated inside of you. So if you can understand that it's better to give than to receive. That's why sometimes I just randomly bring my mom flowers or hook my friends up with something, because I'm selfish. I want to feel good. So because if I make somebody else feel good, I will also feel good too, and that will raise my emotional vibration. The third thing you can do is whatever you consume, whether it's the food that you consume, if it's junk food, fast food, that's lowering your frequency. If it's high quality nutrition that's purposeful towards your goals, that's going to raise your vibration. If it's the content you should consume, if you're watching some weird freaky porn or some bad videos and mindless entertainment, that can lower your frequency too. The content that you're consuming right now, this is just yelling at your subconscious that you're serious about this. This is going to raise your vibration. So you can raise your vibration and frequency by working out, becoming the source of what you seek, and being mindful of what you're consuming. Quote training, guys. As someone with ADHD, it was always hard for me to sit down and read a book. Like my thoughts are racing so much I can't comprehend it. Like it's just so much for me. But what I can read is a single sentence, and I have my clients read quotes in the morning just to get the wheels turning in a positive direction. When you read something like "Show me a man's habits, I'll show you his future," when you read something like "Those who think they can and those who think they can't are both right," when you read something like the person that takes more pride in the steps to a, the person that takes more pride in the steps to reach the goal, then the goal itself cannot be stopped. These small sentences that we can quickly digest to get into our brain, to get the gears turning in a positive direction, make it more likely for us to have a positive, productive day. Quote training has been so pivotal in my growth, because it was just something that I could easily, quickly read to get my mindset to resonate on something positive to start my day. Morning routine. Wake up early to gain clarity and set a positive tone for your day. Guys, this whole thing that I do, I like to call it the ADHD removal process. Because if I didn't wake up early, if I didn't work out, if I didn't have purposeful nutrition, because if I'm not self-developing, I'm self-sabotaging. And guys, if I wake up early and I have purpose nutrition, I do my morning routine, I hit a workout, it's making my anxiety worse, my depression worse, my overwhelm worse. It's making my decision making better. It's improving my executive function. All these things that I'm doing to create a better broom, you remember the broom analogy, is making it better, easily manage my day and my life. So when I don't do these things, I'm going to experience more overwhelm, more anxiety, and it's just going to be harder for me to manage life because I'm a worse broom that day. A great quote by Marcus Aurelius is always straight, not straightened. Every day we got to get straight. We're never going to be straightened. That's why every day we have to do this removal process where we wake up early to remove our anxiety. We work on our mindset to remove our overwhelm. We work on our nutrition and our workouts to remove our regret and our shame. It's a removal process daily, and we love it. So that's the morning routine, and then also mastering following through. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. How you react to setbacks matters more than the actual setback. A lot of people, like something bad happens, like they get a flat tire, and then they just slash all three. Guys, it's not a big deal that something bad's gonna happen. It's okay to have these problems because if we can, overcome these problems, overcome these pains, and still try to get back on track and do our best, our subconscious is paying attention to that and like, damn, we've made this a lifestyle. We're strong. We can handle this shit, guys. Everything we're doing, even though I say it's a removal process, it's also preparation. All of this stuff, becoming a better version of ourselves, is preparing ourselves for inevitable bad shit. Unfortunately, life is not easy. There's going to be bad shit that happens. We'll lose family members, we'll lose our jobs, we'll go through trauma. And a lot of people, it's going to break them because they're shitty versions of themselves. But if we can create a better version of ourselves and we're going to be prepared for these inevitable heartaches, we're never fully prepared, but we're going to be more prepared than we were if we were a shitty version of ourselves. All right, guys? So this is how we first get into momentum and then we stay in momentum. Now I want to get into our morning process. I teach my clients the 15-minute morning routine. So what we do is wake up early, 5 minutes on our mind, 5 minutes on our body, 5 minutes on our emotions, and complete this daily to help us stay in momentum. We set timers to be present and intentional. This is just step by step. So 5 minutes on your mind, what that could look like is write down your goals for the day, write down your short-term, long-term goals, write down your to-do list, reflect on the day, listen to something that motivates you, envision your day, and set your mind on success. 5 minutes on your body. Stretch, do some light cardio, meditate, focus on your breathing, drink some water, go to the bathroom. And then 5 minutes on your emotions. Write down what you've accomplished throughout your life. Write down what you've overcome throughout your life. Some affirmations. Read some quotes. Remind yourself of your why on your fitness journey. Use this 3-step process to help eliminate that inner critic, that anxiety, that overwhelm. We do this daily. And you guys don't have to start with a full 15 minutes. A lot of people just start with 3 minutes. 1 minute on our mind, 1 minute on your body, 1 minute on your emotion. What I do, since I've been doing this a while, I've kind of like manipulated it to something that works for me. So I wake up right in the morning at 4:30 in the morning. Not because I have a job to get to, because like the earlier I wake up, the more time I have to get rid of my anxiety, to get rid of my overwhelm, to do the work that makes me proud, to get me into momentum for the day. So I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. The first thing I do is put on my coat and go outside and do cardio on my stationary bike. And while I'm doing cardio, I kill two birds with one stone, where I'm doing the body and the mind. So I might be looking over my day. I might be listening to something motivational. I might be reading some quotes. So I try to do all of these three in that segment while I'm doing my morning cardio. Working on my emotions, working on my mind, and working on my body. And then when I get inside, I have a little bit of caffeine, a shot of espresso. I had a couple too many for this video, and don't mind the smash finger. But so I go inside after this morning process. For me, it's a little bit longer, it's a little bit more in depth. But for you, you can just start small, and then I get into my mobility training, and we're going to get into a deeper morning process and how this works for me and a lot of what my clients do. But I want you guys to really just start small. This is how we commit to getting 1% better. When I first started this, I was just like, I'm just going to commit to waking up 15 minutes earlier than I normally do. All right? And then just try to attempt to do this. Just sit there with your thoughts. You could get a piece of pad and just write down what you've accomplished throughout your life. You could just do a quick stretch. As long as you just try and you just keep trying, you're going to get better. You're supposed to suck. Like if you have to understand, when you feel stupid, that means you're learning. You're not supposed to fully understand how to execute something or you'd already be a pro. So I just want you guys to try doing this. The first step is just to wake up a little bit earlier than you do and just spend a few minutes on your mind, your body, and your emotions. Habits. Let's get right into the habits. Show me a man's habits, I'll show you his future. We're all the same. The only thing that's different is our habits. Guys, positive habits. We play this like a video game, okay? We start small. The first habits I want you guys to get started with right away after watching this video is drinking more water, eating more fruits and vegetables, eating more protein, and waking up earlier. Just start with those, okay? And then we can move more and add small movement throughout the day. And then we can track our nutrition. We log our food intake with a focus on nutrition, high volume eating, and a high protein nutrition, even when you didn't want to. And when you didn't want to and you did it anyway, that's when you build that self-worth, that intrinsic worth, that consistency, that discipline. But again, guys, I want us to start small with these habits. These will make us proud by drinking more water, waking up a little bit earlier, eating more fruits and vegetables, protein, okay? And then we work on our mindset while we do these habits. People think like mindset is like something, you get some pamphlet and you just start reading, and then the quotes help the mindset. But the thing is, the best way to help our mindset is through action and matching our self-talk with those actions. I said this before, guys. We're not going to be able to think our way into positive action. We're going to have to act our way into positive thinking, okay? So we work on mindset. We practice positive self-talk daily while we're doing these habits, okay? And we also replace what we regret and remove what doesn't serve you and replace it with the habits that make you proud. Here was another client of mine. He went from kind of skinny fat, smoking pot all the time, good Levi, and now he's freaking jacked, and he's like a calisthenic athlete now. And it started with his habits. We stopped smoking weed, we stopped vaping, we stopped with the porn. Sorry, Levi, I'm not talking shit, but I'm super proud of him now. Okay, and it's just the truth. We became a better broom. This is the same thing with me, guys. So we start small after we remove the habit. The negative habits, we're replacing it with the small positive habits, and we're matching it with positive self-talk. We're playing it like a video game, showing up to level up. All right, routine and habit scheduling. Okay, now we're getting even more in depth right now. Again, we play this like a video game. Listen close right now. I mix the digital with the physical to prevent getting complacent. So I have a full Google Calendar training I do for my clients. If you want this, reach out to me. I'll hook you up. But what I do, guys, is I schedule everything into my Google Calendar. My morning wake up, my breakfast, my gym, when I go to sleep, all my coaching calls, everything I need when I need a meal prep, everything that I schedule into my Google Calendar so I can get reminders on my watch and my phone. Okay, but not only that, I mix the digital with the physical. So after I get everything done for the day, and at the end of the night around 7 or 8 p.m. or something, I write out my day for the next day. So here I write, the day. I write my morning routine. I write wake up time, hydration, cardio, mindset, mobility. That's my little morning routine. I write that out and I draw little check boxes next to it, and I don't actually check it off until I actually do it. Okay? And then I write my habits. Track my macros, 10K steps, meal prep, drink a gallon of water, write little boxes, and I don't actually check them off until I actually do it. And then my top 5 to-dos. Post to YouTube, but whatever, it's all going to be different individually. Everyone's going to have different top 5 to-dos, but we're all going to have similar, morning routine that's going to work for you and similar habits we need to complete. But this was what prevents us from being complacent and keeps us intentional and focused on each day. Again, guys, yesterday already happened. Tomorrow's just a dream. So we just need to focus on each day at a time. So if we can have a master our game plan and be super intentional and focused by having a digital schedule for reminders and then having a physical using the loose leaf to keep us intentional and focused in the day, this is going to help us become proud of ourselves each day by helping us focus on the day and executing the day. Because if we win this day, and then we win tomorrow, and then we win the week, and then we win the month, and then we win the year, then we start winning life. Okay? It's all about just winning one day at a time. making it more manageable to stack these daily wins. Okay? So, with the morning routine, 15-minute process, getting your mind right, the workflow, we block out time for work, meals, workouts, and recovery in your digital calendar. And the accountability, we track progress digitally on paper, adjusting as needed to get external accountability, someone to validate you besides you. But if you guys are just starting out on your own, this is something that still can work for you. I really want you guys, if you need help with the Google Calendar, it's very easy to do. And I like to keep it interesting when I'm getting an alert. It's I put emojis, I make everything a different color. It keeps me more engaged, guys. We need to be. A lot of people just get complacent with their routines and they're just going through the motions. Us mixing the digital with the physical helps us be intentional with these daily habits and helps us show up for ourselves at a much higher level so we can have more quality input. And when we have quality input, the output is much more quality too. Hope you guys are getting massive value from this. Let's keep going. Okay. Food and movement. Food and movement. This is how we actually get results. A lot of the stuff we just talked about was, creating how we can get consistent with the following through. Now we feel that we have the self-belief that we can actually take the actions that we need to. We're getting into the actual actions that move the needle forward. All right? So we're getting into food for results. Tracking calories and protein. That's all you need. A lot of coaches, they make you track every single macro. You track your fat, your carbs, and that's a little overwhelming, and it's to me, it's unnecessary. I've helped people lose hundreds of pounds just by tracking calories and protein, okay? But we do have to understand macronutrients, which I'm going to break down in simple terms right now. So here's the macronutrient pie chart that I like to get my clients on. We want to keep fat slightly lower than protein and carbs because fat is 9 calories per gram while protein and carb is 4 calories per gram. So for the same amount of volume, mass, and density, it's more than double the amount of calories. So I'm not anti-fat, but I'm just saying, guys, fat just has a lot of calories. And if we're trying to shed off fat, reveal our muscle definition, we need to keep fat lower. But fat is also great for making things taste good and regulating our hormones. So we can't completely restrict our fat. Keeping it right at around 20, 30, 20, 15%, right at around that area is the gold number. So we prioritize protein. And I'm going to tell you guys why we prioritize protein. It drives fat loss because protein has a thermic effect of food. Protein, compare a bowl of chicken breast, guys, to a bowl of French fries. You're going to be able to eat those French fries so quick that you won't even notice that you ate it. That bowl of chicken breast, it takes a lot of energy. It takes your digestive system time to break that down, and it speeds up your metabolism. So you're actually going to be burning more calories, eating more protein. And also, guys, we need protein to maintain and build muscle. Everybody knows that. It has the amino acids we need, but a lot of people don't know this. Protein has the amino acids L-tyrosine and tryptophan that are directly connected to serotonin and dopamine to help regulate our ADHD symptoms. I'm not telling you guys you're going to notice a massive difference from having a high protein day, but week after week, month after month, you're going to notice that your executive function and your ADHD symptoms improve because you're getting the amino acids that you need to help regulate our chemical imbalance. Okay, guys, so we have a high protein, high carb nutrition. You see, a lot of people say carbs are bad for fat loss. I disagree. Carbs are the most healthiest foods on the planet. Carbs meaning fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, which have they have the most amount of micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. And carbs are the lowest calorie per volume. Lots of fruits and vegetables. Guys, if you were to compare a tablespoon of olive oil to a pound of broccoli, they're the same amount of calories. You know how easy we're going to be able to eat that tablespoon of olive oil without even noticing it? You know how difficult it would be to eat a pound of broccoli? It's impossible. So that's why I believe in high volume, high protein nutrition, getting a lot of volume from fruits and vegetables and eating a lot of protein sources because it's going to make it easier for us to hit our calories and hit our protein at the same time. So guys, micros, fruits plus veggies. So micronutrients is what helps us feel good, like the antioxidants, the minerals, the vitamins in the food, and macronutrients is what helps us look good. So we need to understand macros and micros. And I have a full video breakdown on this where I talk about for 45 minutes. If you guys want to look through my YouTube and check that out. But guys, I want you to look at this macro chart right here, real quick. I want to go over with you guys. As you can see, it's carbohydrates on the far left are bright green. And I want you guys to understand that all foods, unless it's an animal product, all foods have all macronutrients. Even an avocado has some protein. But the reason why they're in a certain category of being carbohydrates, protein, or fat is because of the ratios. So, guys, check this out. Breads, rice, oats, pasta, those are bright green carbohydrates, meaning they're majority pure carbohydrates. And then as you start to morph over and you get like the baby puke color, the greenish brown right here, those are carbohydrates that are protein heavy. Those are still considered carbs, but they also have a good amount of protein. Now, as we keep going to the red, these are pure protein sources. These are majority just protein. Okay, and then as we keep going into the orange, these are protein sources that are high in fat. And remember, we kind of not want to avoid these. We just want to be mindful of protein sources that are higher in fat are much higher in calories. And all that matters to lose fat and build muscle is calories and protein. So if we can understand how these macro chart works and how we can implement this into our daily nutrition, results get really easy. And then all the way on the yellow, avocados, nut butters, these are pure fat sources. So I want you guys to maybe take a picture of this, and I want you guys to study this on your own. So, because when you understand what foods go where, it can help you better make decisions throughout your day with your nutrition. So study this macro sheet so you can fully understand what foods you're consuming and what category they're in, and be mindful of how the colors morph and the ratios of the food groups. Okay? Hope this is making sense, guys. Calorie density matters. Healthy doesn't equal results. That's why you see a bunch of fat vegans. Like everyone's just like, oh, that's not healthy. Being healthy is great for your organs and your skin health, and that's why we eat a lot of fruits and vegetables because those are the healthiest foods on the planet. But being healthy and healthy foods don't equal results. We want results and we want to be healthy. So that's why we have to understand macros and micros. So that's why we get the majority of our food from healthy carbohydrates. I'm not talking Rice Krispie treats and uh, cookies and crackers. I'm talking fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. That's the majority of our daily calorie intake. And then what the second place is protein. And the majority of our protein should be coming from the red or the green area. We can eat some of these, but we just have to be mindful that they're going to be higher in calories because they're higher in fat. Okay? We have to understand that this is a numbers game to get in the best shape of your life, unfortunately. And I hate math. So that's why I had to really sit down and study how nutrition works for fat loss and building muscle so I could understand it myself and I could be able to teach it. So start to meal prep. I like to get my clients started on just prepping their protein because the protein is the most important macronutrient when it comes to changing the way your body looks. Okay, so you should discover what your favorite protein sources are, and then you start to prep them in bulk, keep them in the fridge so you have them readily available, so you can sprinkle them onto your meals and snacks to make it impossible for you to fail at hitting your daily protein requirement. And guys, learning how to shop. Like a lot of times, I'd get overwhelmed walking in the grocery store. But if you guys can have a plan and shop in categories of macronutrients, like so when you get in the store, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna be getting all my carbohydrates, my fruits and vegetables, and my produce first. Then I'm getting my protein sources. Then I'm getting my fats and my snacks, and then I'm gonna get my sauce. Like if you guys can shop in actual order of macronutrients, it's gonna be way less overwhelming and anxiety riddled walking to the store, going in there with a plan. You're gonna be spending less money and being result driven. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. So all it matters is tracking your calories and protein, okay? But in getting the majority of your daily calories from healthy carbohydrates, and the second majority from your favorite protein sources. And the majority of the fat that we're going to be getting in is going to be from the sauces that we cook, the oil, the sauces, the dressings, and a lot of our protein cuts, okay? So that's food for results. Now, guys, let's get into movement for results. Let's get into movement for results. Daily walks paired with positive self-talk. I like to talk about this first because I feel like this is kind of groundbreaking, guys. It might seem like minuscule, but you just starting with a daily walk with positive self-talk, you're starting to create the person that enjoys the process. And this is really the goal, us creating the person that enjoys the process. So after watching this video, When you go into the walk, I want to make sure you force in that combination of words that you tell yourself that makes you feel proud, that gives you dopamine. So later, if you keep doing that, you're going to look forward to do it even more. Okay? So pair positive self-talk with these daily walks. And strength training. We want to master basic compound movements, pushing, pull, legs, form first. Again, a lot of my clients, we didn't go to a gym. We just mastered the basics and we got better at the basics. So if I can turn your attention over to the reverse pyramid training chart right here, this is for upper body lifts only, okay? Once you guys do start getting in the gym or you do start training more intensely, we start to implement this. And the thing is, first, guys, I need people to master their form and technique first. Once we master our form first, then we can master intensity. A lot of people they do it the other way around, and it's like you're at risk for injury like that, and that's kind of how I hurt my shoulder. So, guys, when it comes to upper body lifts, let's take the bench press for example. The first set, we can do multiple first sets, which are the warm-up set. Which the warm-up sets are high volume, low intensity, lightweight, high reps, get the muscle burning, get that lactic acid, get the muscle primed and ready. And the second set, the hard set, this is going to be the most intense set. We want to make sure you are fully warmed up and you're also at your strongest. This is the set that we track and we document. High intensity, low volume, heavy weight, lower reps. So the first set, 12 to 20 reps, and you could do that multiple times as you get fully warmed up. And the second set is 5 to 8 reps. So if you can do more than 8 reps, it's time to increase the intensity, increase the weight. If you can't do more than 5 reps, then it's too intense for you, and we need because then you're at a risk for injury. 5 to 8 reps is that perfect for building strength. Then that next set, after we rest a good 2 to 3 minutes, that next set, set 3, is the second hardest set. We reduce the intensity or the weight, and we add reps, reduce the weight. Now we are training for more hypertrophy, more muscle growth, getting that pump, and then we keep going down. In set 3, we reduce the weight even more and the intensity, 2 to 4 more reps than the previous set. See, reverse pyramid training is a style of training in which the first set of the exercise after the warm-up is performed with the heaviest weight or the highest intensity. Each set after the hard set is performed with a lighter weight and higher reps, less intensity, and longer time under tension. Typically, each subsequent set is 7 to 11% lighter than the previous set. Now I only like to promote this for upper body lifts because our legs are different. Our legs, we do a regular pyramid training where we work up to that hard set because, you know, doing things like squats or deadlifts or more lower body compound movements, you are more at risk for injury. So that's why we want to be safer, you know. There some exercises we can do reverse pyramid training for lower body, things like that are more isolated, things like leg extensions or leg curls we could do, but I like to make it simple and just do regular pyramid for lower body, meaning you build up to your hard set, and reverse pyramid training for upper body lifts, meaning you start with your hard set after the warm up. Hoping this makes sense, guys. Reverse pyramid training upper, pyramid training lower. And now this is going to be an important part right here. I was always so distracted and so rushed in my reps, and that's how I tore my shoulder labrum. That's how I got really injured and I lost a lot of my gains. So what I teach my clients is to get focused and limit the distractions mid-set while we're doing the repetitions by doing the 1 to 2 second method. So on the first portion of the rep, you're counting 1 Mississippi when you push the weight out. And then when you control the weight down, you're counting 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. As you count 1 Mississippi at the first part and then 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi on the second part, you're stimulating your brain while your body works. This is going to help limit distractions to keep you focused and intentional during your set. Okay? This is how we stay present and how we build that mind-muscle connection. The more we can have that mind-muscle connection, the more we're going to build more muscle. We need to learn how to communicate with our muscles. And a lot of times people who have racing thoughts like me, we get easily distracted and we're like doing the reps and like it's not really working because we don't have that mind muscle connection. Guys, the faster you go, it's the harder on the joints, easier on the muscle. The slower you go, it's harder on the muscle, easier on the joints. We want it hard on the muscle and easy on the joints. So that's why this 1 to 2 second method I highly recommend for preventing injury, for staying focused, and for limiting distraction, building a better mind muscle connection, getting stronger, building more muscle. Stay present. No distractions. Push for that lactic acid, that burning sensation you feel. The pump is the cure. That difficulty, like we need to go through difficult things. As every time I work out, It's like I'm going to war. It's like I'm showing up ready to battle. I'm super intentional. I'm ready to fight. Like a lot of people are just so distracted, like on their phone and just like fuckery. Like you need to understand that when you go to work out and you've mastered your form, you're ready to master your intensity. It's like you're literally going to war, and you need to be really focused, and you need to push yourself with good form, with intensity, and stay focused and understand that that pump, that burning sensation that you push through, that's the cure for a lot of our ailments. Progress, habits, all these things that I talked about when it came to the nutrition, the workout, all these things that I've just taught you right now, we have to do them, not only do them, but commit to getting 1% better at every aspect of them. Commit to getting better at tracking our nutrition, prepping our meals, doing our workout, the mindset, the food. Every week, we can't just keep doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. That's insanity. We have to keep doing the same things, but actually actively getting better at doing them. Let's get into results and lifestyle. I want you guys to understand that. I know I've been talking a lot about habits and the mindset shifts, but we have to make this a lifestyle approach that works for us long term. Like, to put it in simple terms, you brush your teeth every day, and it's just automatic. Before you go outside, you put on pants. It's just automatic. That's how we're trying to work these habits into your lifestyle. It just becomes second nature. It's just like something that we just do, just like brushing our teeth, just like combing our hair, just like putting on our clothes. These are just automatic habits that we just do. And as we go through this process, as we match our actions with our self talk, they slowly start to become automatic. So let's dive even deeper into these concepts. Results. Results matter, guys. A lot of people say, oh, it's all about the path. It's all about the journey. Yes, it's all about the path. It's all about the journey. I agree. But at some point, if you're on the path long enough, doing the correct things, you should get results. Because results, people need results to listen to you. People need results to trust you. Because if, you know, this is kind of a nuanced concept, but if you can understand that if you're on your fitness journey day in and day out and you're being consistent for a long time and you're not getting results, you're discouraging the people to get it on themselves because they're going to be like, hey, dad and mom, they've been on their fitness journey for years and they still look the same. Why should I do it? Like results is what inspires people. People are superficial, guys. So you need to get results not only to make you proud and shift your mindset, but the people around you as well. So a lot of people say, and I said it in this video, that the journey is the destination. The journey is where we build that self-worth. But also, if you're on your journey for a period of time, you should be getting results. Progression, and results. Progressive overload, getting stronger, improved performance, and track wins. It's very simple, guys. 1% better each day. Progress in habits, mindset, nutrition, and movement. Just like I mentioned the habit with brushing our teeth, these are habits of becoming a better version of ourselves. We need to hit these daily targets of our calories, our protein, our steps, our sleep, our self-talk, our workouts. These are things we just do. We need to track and reflect. Assess weekly. Adjust what's not working. And that's why it's, cool to have someone like me, because what I do for my clients is I look at everything they're doing. I look at their sleep, their steps, their nutrition, their workouts, and I have a bird's eye view. And I'm able to peep out the bottlenecks, and I'm able to see this is working, that's not working. And sometimes, guys, you need somebody else's perception to tell you where you're going wrong. Because it's hard to read the label from inside the bottle, meaning like it's hard to judge you when you're doing it yourself. So I want to help you guys stay focused on this process. I want to help you guys be intentional and refine your process and stop creating bottlenecks for yourself. Okay? Because a lot of times people, they take a bunch of forward steps and then they take back steps, forward steps and back steps. And the most common thing in the universe is someone who is consistent without the results they want. They're consistently on the path, but they're not getting results. So I know I keep saying the same things over and over again, but I want to drive this into your head. The process and the journey are extremely important, but getting results is just as important. If you're on the path long enough, you should get results. Or there's a bottleneck. A lot of people are doing correct things. They're eating healthy, they're working out, but there's some type of bottleneck that they've created or that they're neglecting, and it's just it's leaking out there their progress. So it's like causes people to put in the work without seeing the results they want. You guys deserve results. It feels good to get results. And I kind of keep saying like it's superficial, blah, blah, blah. It's not superficial, guys. It feels good to look in shape. It feels good to actually feel healthy, to be strong, to perform well. Results do matter. They matter for our mindset. They matter for our self-worth. They matter for other people. It just is what it is. And I'm going to help you guys get results and make it much more less overwhelming. Lifestyle. Guys, I had a lifestyle of being a drug addict. I had a lifestyle of like hating who I was. Now I have a lifestyle of loving life. I love being fit. And I said this before, but it's not about being disciplined. It's just about enjoying this life more. Do you enjoy the life of being in a shame and regret loop, or do you enjoy the life of being proud and looking at yourself like, damn, I did that shit? I'm not disciplined. I just enjoy this life more. This is the long-term mindset for life. There's no quick fix. Guys, the people that are looking for shortcuts or the quick fix or the fad diet, they're going to constantly be starting and stopping. That's why we don't focus on how to do it. Again, we focus on who can do it. Who can show up every day? Who can go to the gym consistently? Who can meal prep? That person who knows their why. That person who understands self-talk and mindset. That person that understands that showing up for themselves each day is proving to themselves that they're grateful for this one life. Stay accountable. Self-awareness and honest check-ins. Guys, the first step of self-actualization is looking in the mirror and calling yourself out and be like, this is wrong, this is wrong, I need to change this, I need to change that, I need to do this, I need to do that. Be honest with yourself. It's okay to be your self-critic when it's pushing you towards a positive life. And evolve your routine. We can't keep doing the same things over and over and over. We have to keep getting better at the same things over and over and over. Adjust your goals as you grow and improve. And stack these daily motherfucking wins. Momentum equals consistency, not perfection. Consistency is what we want, but consistency with results. So consistently challenging ourselves, consistently not staying comfortable, consistently pushing ourselves in a positive, productive direction, and never stop improving. I'm happily dissatisfied. Even though I love myself, and even though I'm proud, I always want to hit that next level. Progression is life. When you stop progressing, that's when you die. That's when life ends. Guys, there is no stagnation in the universe because we're constantly getting older, going against time. So you should keep getting more wise, smarter, stronger. You should. Eventually, there comes a time when you're in your 50s, 60s, and things are deteriorating, but you can still get wiser. You can still get stronger. I've worked with people in their 70s, and we're still able to improve. You can always progress in some aspect. And this is our therapy, guys. This lifestyle is our therapy because just when I mentioned my Christopher client, a lot of other clients that have dealt with mental health issues, including myself, I always had so much anxiety going to a therapist and talking about my trauma, and like it was just like, and then I realized I could just do the work. I could just do the work to become a better version of myself. I don't need closure on my trauma. I don't need to be heard. I need to become proud of who I am. I need to actually enjoy my life, and I need to love myself deeply. And the only way I can do that is through the work, is through self-development, is through creating a better broom so I can manage life even better. The early wake ups, the tracking our nutrition, the workouts, the positive self-talk, the mindset and the paradigm shifts. This is our therapy. I've said this probably a dozen times already. We can never think our way into positive action. We must act our way into positive thinking. And as we act our way and we are blessed, the universe rewards us with positive thoughts after we complete that positive action. And that starts to create the mindset that we want. Guys, information does not equal transformation. Knowledge means nothing without action. Education is not the problem. Consistently implementing is. Now let me show you how to consistently implement. The shift from knowing to becoming. This is going to be huge for a lot of you. And I'm going to try to explain this in a way that really makes sense for everybody. You don't need more information. You need action. You need execution. To know and not do is to not know. Prove that you know. The person that says like, oh, I could get a six pack that's never done it, does not know how to do it because he doesn't understand that it takes mindset. It's not just about the actions. It's about the thoughts, the energy, the frequency, and the vibration. And a lot of people don't understand this until they do it. Education isn't the problem. Implementation is. Application is. Execution is. This is how everything changes right now. The work instills the work. You earn self-belief through action, not thoughts. You earn your self-belief through action, not your thoughts. You have to prove to your subconscious that you're serious about becoming better. You can't just try to convince your conscious mind that you're a badass, look in the mirror without ever doing the work and tell yourself that you love yourself. It doesn't work like that. You're trying to convince your brain of something that your heart knows is not true. You have to prove to yourself through action that you love yourself, that you're proud of yourself, and that you're willing to put in the work to be grateful for this one life. Whatever you release, you possess. Let go of your fears. Let go of your excuses and own your power. Understand that whatever you release, you possess is a massive paradigm shift. Guys, if you're in road rage or something and somebody cuts you off, they may deserve the middle finger, but you don't. Because if you give them that middle finger, even though they deserve it, you're going to have that cultivated inside of you. Any negative energy that you release, you'll have to also have cultivated inside of you. And guys, I didn't mention this, but I've been through some scary pain where my fiance of 5 years cheated on me with my best friend, and I basically walked in on them. And it was such a painful time of my life that I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I could barely breathe. And I had so much resentment towards them that I, I it, like resentment is like drinking poison and wishing the other person dies. So the only way I could get past that, guys, is sending them love and understanding anyway, which was very hard for me to do. But as soon as I did it, I could break free because whatever I release, I possessed. It's the same with everybody. Whatever type of energy that you put out into the universe is also going to be cultivated inside. Okay? Action alleviates anxiety. If you're stuck, move. You're only stuck because of your procrastination and overwhelm is keeping you stuck. Clarity lives on the other side of effort and action and implementation. So once I understood these concepts, I just started taking more positive action, and my life became more positive because I was cursed with overthinking, second guessing, and wondering the worst case scenarios. But as soon as I kept taking positive action, I just gained more clarity. I just gained more confidence. I just became more decisive. Decide to be the one who does, and not the one who wants, the one who executes. Please, guys, if you've made it this far in the video, I know you're capable. So right now, you need to decide that you're the one who does. You're not the one who just wants. You're the one who executes. You need to take more pride in the process than the result. The man who does this, the woman who does this cannot be stopped. This is your moment to shift everything, to make the internal decision to get 1% better daily. 6 months of this, and your life will be completely unrecognizable. It's time to stop seeking motivation. It's time to stop seeking information. You already have what you need. The only thing that's missing is the action. Your blueprint is here. Your future is built with what you do next. You've seen the path. Now walk it. When me, Eric, and Kevin finally got the results we wanted, we started to train harder. We started to eat better and push ourselves more. Why? Because results create momentum, and momentum becomes a feedback loop of wins. We stopped doing what brought us regret, and we started doing what made us proud each and every day. And that pride, that's when life begins. Guys, I say it all the time. Life starts when you're proud of who you are. We didn't care about missing out on the old lifestyle and getting high and wasting time with loser friends. We were too focused on becoming the best version of ourselves. I was addicted to drugs. Now I'm addicted to growth. I still get dopamine, but it's from discipline. It's from getting proud. It's not from regret. It's from self-respect, not shame. That's the power of action. Every month, you don't just learn, you evolve. You build skills and habits and self-belief, and it compounds over time. The How to Live system that I created isn't just workouts and nutrition. It's an identity shift. So if you're tired of starting and stopping, if you're tired of feeling stuck and you want to figure out how to get unstuck, this is how you break free. This is how you build a life that you're proud of. This is how it works. Let's make it happen. If you're tired of feeling stuck, this is your chance to build a life that you're finally proud of. And if you've made it this far in the video, guys, you're different. You are different. I just know. You're yelling at your subconscious. You're consuming this type of content that is so powerful. And I want to say I appreciate you from watching this far in the video. It means a lot to me. I put a lot of thought and energy to this, and I hope you got value from this. And if you guys did get value, drop some fire emojis below, leave a comment, like, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. And I have something for you. Because now that you understand exactly how this process works, I have an offer for you. Only the people that have watched it through this length. Because you've been on this call video with me for like almost 2 hours. So if you're ready to stop chasing cheap dopamine, if you feel stuck in regret and you hate what you see in the mirror, if you lack your results that you want and it's killing your confidence, and you feel like you're falling behind in life, if you want to gain 5 to 15 to 50 pounds of muscle, you want to lose all the fat and finally respect yourself. If you're done looking lost in the gym and you want to train with purpose and you're ready to master your nutrition so it's automatic. If you're sick of burnout and you want a routine that actually sticks for life and changes your life forever, I will implement my How to Live method to help you step by step replicate my results in half the time and half the headache. And if you don't transform your body and mind in 3 to 6 months, I will work with you for free until you do. Guys, for real, if you're still watching this, you're not like most people. Most people quit. Most people watch these types of videos and then they continue down that same cycle that's not leading to the life they want. But you're not most people. You don't need more motivation. You need implementation. You need momentum. And I'm a master at momentum and implementation. So here's what you do right now. You message me the word fit on Instagram, coach_Albert. And we will have a conversation about your goals. We will talk about your specific struggle. We will schedule a Zoom call. We will get you onboarded into the program, and we will start to create the best version of you. What you could also do is in the description of this video or on the bio of my YouTube, you can directly schedule a call with me, and we can start this process even sooner. Guys, we will hop on a call. We will go over any questions you have, and I will build you a custom game plan and hold you accountable to it so we can make this happen for you. Guys, don't settle. Don't settle for a life that you're not proud of. Life is too short. You can create the life that you really enjoy, that you love. And you can create the individual. You can create the broom that's able to be the best broom so you can manage life and have a better life. Guys, I appreciate you, for real, for watching all the way to this video. I hope you got so much value. This is what it is, guys. Again, the blueprint is simple. We are complicated. Let's make this easier for you. Let's commit to getting 1% better each day. DM me fit on Instagram, schedule a call in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video.